Sakuna of Rise and Ruin is a combination of an action game and a rice farming simulation RPG that was created by just two team members, director and programmer Nal and CG artist Koichi from the Japanese indie developer Edelweiss. Early in development, Edelweiss's Nal and Koichi found themselves visiting agricultural universities and researching old Japanese farming tools and techniques to get a feel for the mechanics they wanted players to engage with. The action part of the game was sort of inspired by Devil May Cry, but the backbone would be more from the Super Nintendo game Terra Enigma. The developers were also inspired by the movies The Seven Samurai and Princess Mononoke. The developers hope that players can enjoy a smooth action combat game and also have more interest in rice farming and Japanese culture as well. There is a lot of passion behind this project that they have been working on for 5 years. If you like what you see and hear in this review, please support the devs and show them some love. Players take on the role of Sakuna, a deity whose parents are the god of war and the goddess of the harvest. Sakuna is a proud yet lonely harvest goddess who is banished to a dangerous island with a group of outcast humans that accidentally head into the land of the gods looking for food. After failing to stop their entry, causing lots of trouble and acting like a child, Sakuna is exiled to a remote island filled with demons along with the hungry humans. As she tames the island by defeating demons in gorgeous, mysterious natural settings, she will also find a home in a mountain village, proving herself worthy of her title by harvesting rice and improving the lives of humans. In addition to serving as a love letter to Japanese mythology, Sakuna of Rise and Ruin is an ode to the artistry of cultivating rice and an engrossing simulation of the craft behind the agriculture. Through her life in the village, Sakuna will learn more and more about her human companions and, hopefully, find ways to heal their souls. You will want to keep tabs on the quest part of the in-game menu so you know what to do next in the story. The main story involves rice growing, combat, exploration, and more. The game is available in both English and Japanese with voice acting. Though the game isn't fully voiced, I was still surprised by the amount of voice acting in the game, as I was expecting way less. I think of Sakuna as a game similar to Muramasa The Demon Blade, Rune Factory, and Harvest Moon. Though one of my favorite things about Muramasa was the feeling of traveling around the Japanese countryside, heading to see a variety of different looking areas. And that is something that I think is missing in Sakuna. The level design is repetitive, exploration is limited, and the pacing can be a bit tedious. But then, I remember that, again, this game comes from a team of only 2 people. The rice cultivation element is what makes this game unique. You will need to keep your farm clean, pay attention to your village, and learn how to be efficient. There are a lot of stones, snails, frogs, and more around the farm. When you're walking around, if you see an exclamation mark on the ground, go near it and collect the item. Growing rice involves a few different stages. Once you plant the seedlings, you need to wait for them to grow. Once you harvest the rice, you need to set it out to dry and ensure it is properly dry before you take it in. After that, you need to polish it. You can polish it to white rice or leave it brown. Both have their own advantages. You can also prepare meals that will support you with short-term attribute bonuses and buffs to be well prepared while going out to hunt. Each crop of rice you complete bestows permanent improvements, so as one of the mottos of the game says, rice is power. There is also a reason for this. Sakuna has inherited abilities from both Takeribi, the warrior god, and Toyohana, the harvest goddess. As such, her powers are greatly affected by the 5 grains, and particularly by rice. We plant rice, Sakuna grows strong. Simple, right? This is the only way to level up. Sakuna uses farm implements as weapons, and she can use weak, strong, and combo type attacks, move quickly by jumping, stepping, and grappling, and also has the ability to parry to take down animal demons. Instead of mashing buttons to execute a series of combos, you automatically set up combos by cancelling movements. Because of this, Sakuna has more fighting game mechanics than your typical action game. There are also attack skills you can bind to a button or a combination of that button with the left stick or D-pad. In the side-scrolling action portion of the game, You also have a lasso ability that can make for some fun level traversal and combat. It's called the Divine Raiment. You can stretch the Divine Raiment to move about and also grab and swing around enemies. It can be used as both a moving and action tool. The Divine Raiment also has a very important role for the story. There is a day and night cycle in the game, and at night you will encounter much stronger enemies. As you defeat more enemies and mine more, certain equipment will have powers unlocked that you can release. You can release these powers from the equipment tab in the in-game menu. It is worth checking this after every few combat rounds, so you are as powerful as you can be for the next one. Once it gets dark, fast travel back home unless you're prepared to face very difficult enemies and lower the visibility. There is also a crafting system for weapons and armor that Sakuna can wear to become stronger. You will need to get specific materials from different areas to craft the equipment. You can unlock the ability to craft by interacting with the family at the village and completing a quest. You can complete the game in 30 hours, though this is subjective on your own pace, and there is a lot to do in this game. This is one of these titles you can just play slowly and then complete over a few months. I think that is the best pacing for it myself too. Though I wouldn't take very long breaks, or else forgetting how to properly harvest when you return to the game might be very frustrating. Featuring a fun, satisfying combat and interesting adventure elements with rice cultivation, if you like farming sim games with combat, I think Sakuna is a must buy. The game is addictive and farming is engaging while side-scrolling combat is pretty diverse and challenging. The story wasn't particularly engaging to me, and the main characters were a bit boring, annoying and predictable at times. There is a ton of backtracking to areas that don't look too different many times. With specific objectives, you gotta complete to advance to the main story. The game doesn't really explain very well how to harvest rice, or alter you can do at the village, so you might be lost until it eventually clicks or makes sense, which can also be frustrating. This was one of the very few times when I actually wanted a proper tutorial for these mechanics. It's all very interesting to learn, but I found it very overwhelming. And the feeling of always having a timer pressuring you to do what you gotta do quickly or as efficiently as you can might be draining. Even then, I still think this game is charming and quite unique. Anyways, that is all for this review. Thank you very much for watching until the end. What do you think about the game? I would like to hear your thoughts on the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like the video if you liked it, or dislike it if you didn't like it. And subscribe to see more videos in the future. See ya! Have a good day!